website, helpinggetvictory.org.
A voice of rescue, training overcoming.
Words entitled Trained, Not Troubled.
This is message number 8 in the 500 series, His Comfort, Our Call. Obtaining comfort in God when we face trouble and not in sin is choosing to participate in God's highest way and not the wrong way of Satan. This leads us to the right path of God's plan to keep us right in His sight. And this change in our position signals that we are divorced from placing confidence in our flesh and now wedded to a life in Jesus Christ through our spiritual confidence in God. The We translation of John chapter 8 verse 12 reads, "Then Jesus talked to the people in the temple. He said, I am the light of the world. The one who comes with me will never walk in the dark, but he will have light that gives life." That's right, light that gives life. Partake in the light of Jesus Christ that gives life is the first example that I will utilize to partake right. Because when we accept the call to receive God's comfort, we have agreed to pair right, to perform right, to persist right, pursue right, possess right, perceive right, and now to partake right. When we partake right as opposed to wrong, we don't do what is typical, usual, or normal. In fact, we utilize the model that God sent Jesus to provide as His standard, His ideal way, His exemplary, extraordinary, and exceptional way of living. After all, Jesus is God's representative in human form. He is God in the flesh. So the light for us to follow is Jesus Christ, the victorious one, because Jesus is perfect. His example is the most excellent example of living without sin. His life illustrates how to overcome trouble, which is evil, and come off victorious. For that reason, an unwillingness to partake right in trouble is an unwillingness to live our life in the light, serving as a demonstration to the world and for the body of following Jesus's manifestation of living life God's way. Namely, because we live in a world that serves the evil one and follows Satan's evil way of doing things. So to that end, our display of partaking right to live in the light is to remain in submission to God, the truth, and resistance to Satan, the liar. When we suffer trouble, because as Christians, our only role in trouble, our only role in evil is to become trained in working out our salvation and not returning to sin. In a word, how we answer in trouble shows that we are saved from sin and that God's way surpasses the world's way of sin. For our victory is the outcome of our following the footsteps of Jesus. So in this way and in every way of our life, Jesus was sent to be the example, because Jesus is the highest quality of excellence and the peak of perfection in humanity. And so we are to utilize the model, the example that God provides. And he sent Jesus to be the answer, his representative. Jesus' life then acts as our standard to follow, because it is imperative for us, for our living right in God's sight.
Thank you for listening to this message. We pray that it was a blessing. Now, if you're not a subscriber, think about hitting that like button. Then smash that subscribe button to be the first to hear our messages when they appear. Also visit our website, helpinggetvictory.org, to learn more about how victory starts with Jesus living in your heart.